Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting qualifying round. Qualifying number 4 of my. I am Bonnie951, and with me today is HP Bounty64. How are you doing, friend?
I'm doing well today, Vonnie. It's time for an exciting day of MKL. We've reached the halfway point in the season, and so everything is on the line. Every single point matters from this point forward.
Yes, we don't have many other qualifying rounds beyond this. We are in qualifying round 4. We only have 2 after this, and it's only a matter of time until we figure out who's going to be in the semifinals, who's going to be our new champion for Season 8.
Yeah, there's still a lot more to race. However, anything can happen in these next 3 qualifiers, especially with the variance of competition. We're seeing a lot new players come in. They could make an upset appearance at the end of the day as we take a look at the bracket and see how everything is shaped up here as we enter the halfway mark.
Absolutely. As you can see during the current standings, it looks like Meester has been a dominating factor throughout these past qualifying rounds, and Star only did in the first 2. It's still pretty high up there. As you can see, they have already been qualified, as well as Cookie, Nerd, Rob, and Nari, Ariel Apostle, Stevens, and Rocky have all qualified in their respective qualifying matches. And you see there's still more to come.
Yeah, and it says a lot there, especially considering some players missed the 3rd qualifier, yet are still in that top 5, top 10 range. Says a lot to how well your performance can do in these matches. If you have a very consistent but somehow miss some qualifiers, you still have to just keep that consistency up, and you have a chance of being able to find yourself in the victory.
Absolutely. So let's see if we can find a way to take a look at our contestants for today's qualifying matchups. As you can see, Dave is obviously our host here, but we also have Rocky, Stevens, Beb Speed, Meester Twister, Immortal, Unimunchi, Nerd, Lady Jules, and Cookie to be our competitors here today for qualifier number 4.
Yeah, some of these people brand new to this tournament, including Lady Jules coming in here for the first time. So a lot of people who are trying to make a name for themselves here in MKL have the potential to really make it work and be able to find themselves in a good situation. Maybe also make an upset and try to find themselves into the championship round.
Yes, absolutely. All these competitors want to be champions in their own right, and every one of them, including any newcomers, all have that opportunity to earn their spots. But only time will tell, as we've seen a lot of amazing plays from these past qualifying rounds. The last one I did that I was able to commentate with Megan Jakizi, we saw a lot of trickery and buffoonery happening there. So if you can find a way to navigate dodging as well as speeding through the competition, I think you'll be fine.
We partake in the nonsense, the tomfoolery, all of that sort of terms here in Mario Kart sometimes, and that's what gets us the biggest advantage here. So it'll be interesting to see which of these players are going to excel in that tomfoolery to find their advantage in this qualifier. As we're getting a look here at the lobby, we get a first look at all of our players, including that amazing troll face Dave.
It looks like everyone is almost here. I believe we're missing one player, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there was one player who said they would be a little bit late, so we'll hopefully be able to see them coming out here. But still, a lot of interesting players in this. We'll have to see if any of them are going to try to contend with those top dogs. We again mentioned that bracket, especially some of those players have been playing this for a while and have really shown their stuff.
Couldn't have said that any better myself, man. Look at all these me's mingle. I wish you could kind of control them as you wait for the lobby to like get started, so that way you can do like certain preset actions. I think that would have been a fun way to like divert your time.
Yeah, definitely. Still waiting for all the players to get in. Looks like we have a lobby ready here, so Dave is going to make sure that all the rules are exactly what they need to be. Yes, we're doing a 48 race Grand Prix here today. Why not? Let's double the length.
So it looks like we were missing possibly Rocky to join in, but bots will be on. It will be 150cc. It will be 24 races. Any track that is selected, you cannot reselect unless it's through the random. Then that will be the only exception to it. If you purposely reselect a track, you will lose 10 points regardless of whatever score you had prior.
Yeah, so
and it looks like the races are going to start.
Yeah, that is obviously a big thing to keep in mind. That 10-point repick penalty could be detrimental, especially if you really excel at one track. You just want to keep going to, like, let's say DK Summit, DK Summit, DK Summit, DK Summit. Yeah, because you have very bad taste, but also because you somehow excel at taking that NISC every single time. But you can't repick DK Summit every time. You have to have that variation that can show
familiar
what people
Mario Circuit Infinity.
Already we see some of these track picks. Some interesting track picks here. You have someone picking randoms, having the cards decide what they want to go to. Wanted to really test their sort of strength on multiple different tracks. Also, tracks like Waluigi Stadium, which is where we'll be going for our first race of this Grand Prix.
All right, Waluigi Stadium. That is definitely not my favorite track. It's not as favorable to inside drifters like myself. Which, if you don't know, inside drifting is a different style of racing to where like we can kind of cut more inside like those tight corners, but there's also some disadvantages that we have as well that works against us. But here we are, Waluigi Stadium, race number 1.
Yep, and Dave already taking a little bit of a back approach here. Going to be letting the rest of the field go right in front of him as they try to pull some of those power items here. Already taking these corners a lot tighter, taking these drifts as well. Unfortunately, doesn't really set up for a great shortcut here. Everyone taking the edge of the mudslide there to go across the wall. Dave forced to use their mushroom to go through that mudslide instead.
Oh man, here you want to be able to use that jump pad as much as you can, trick off as much as you possibly could to speed up. Steve is dropping that banana to Dave after already having some issues on that said jump pad, running into that banana, and he runs into a second banana off to the side.
Dave seems to be having a little bit of potassium poisoning early in this Grand Prix, so hopefully they're going to be able to keep themselves composed to the rest of this Grand Prix. Double green shells in front of them, but now they have a task in front of them to try and catch up to the rest of the pack in 2 laps.
I don't know, man. I mean, like, if he's already trying to laugh off that potassium poison and trying to somehow jump over walls, I think he's not going to be doing himself much favors as shock comes into play.
Yeah, and that shock isn't going to do any favors either because Dave had the star and be able to dodge it. Doesn't look like anyone dodged it on the map here, so we'll see if Dave is going to be able to make a comeback here. Going for that wide drift, now taking the anti-gravity pads, grabbing some item boxes to try and catch up to the rest of the pack. As a bullet bill comes right behind them, they have the star to protect themselves.
Oh man, am I going to see double Bill, double action? Bill, not a science guy, trying to join us in on these races, man. Here we are.
For the perfect opportunity, use that bullet bill. Going to use it right at the end of the jump to start the final lap. The rest of the pack already going on top of him as he goes underneath that bridge. Dave has a while to catch up. We'll see if he's going to be able to do it with these triple mushrooms.
Yeah, and he opts not to do the bill extension, which is where you use the bullet bill at certain specific spots and it'll extend your time. The game unintentionally give you more of a way to catch back up as Ink Looper comes into the screen, not blocking Dave's view. He forced to use the double shrooms, goes for the last item, see if he can get anything to help him out here. Golden shroom, this is actually going to help out Dave to get into 4th, possibly, no, not 3rd, but at least 4th. Good start for Dave as Nerd got 3rd. I don't know who got 2nd and 1st just yet. We'll wait till the results screens come in, which is going to be Stevens and Cookie.
Yeah, very good comeback there from Dave after such a rough beginning to that race. Too much potassium, but was able to work it out and be able to find themselves in the front of the field, get that top 5 position.
Can I just say the
it shows that sort of
poisoning thing is the funniest thing I've ever heard in Mario Kart, and I love it.
Nonetheless, though, really good job by Dave to be able to come back from that sort of rough beginning, find themselves in. And that's what Mario Kart can be about sometimes, Bonnie. You have that rough start. You keep pushing forward. You find yourself at the front, depending on the track. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it really doesn't.
Hey, it was one race out of 24. You still got 23 other races to catch back up. Now, as a reminder to the audience, you cannot pick Waluigi Stadium anymore. And that also is a reminder to the players as we go to Tokyo Blur for race number 2.
And that was a random pick from Tokyo Blur here. So obviously trying to play that sort of risk game, a track that you think you might be good at. Tokyo Blur is an interesting sort of track, though. It's a track where you really cannot come back from the back. So what we saw from Dave that last race might not be the case here on Tokyo.
Oh, well, I concur that race might not be for Tokyo Blur, but as we go into the action, into the fray right here, let's see if Dave can pick up an item box or anyone else. See who is the unlucky soul right now. At this point, you want to collect the coins to increase your top speed because you have no items to disrupt your opponent.
Yeah, but unfortunately, there's no money lying around the streets of Tokyo. Dave is getting completely robbed right now. Does have double red shells and is going to be heading out Lady Jules to try and take a spot away here. But as they head back onto the Rainbow Bridge, Dave's stuck in the middle of the pack looking for any way to get up to the front.
Dave can be a dangerous menace to society, but he got greened instead. I thought he was going to be able to throw the bomb forward and potentially hit his opponent in front, or maybe backed it, but no. He throws the bomb forward. It's not going to connect. It does not have a weird bounce to get back onto the track. Unimunchy hitting the swamp, getting boomerang. Has one more shroom to her name. Dave throwing the second boomerang. Loses it because he ran to the double item box. Cookie with the bill and 6.
Yeah, Dave is just constantly trying to rotate all of these items out to try and get anything to find their way to the front. But again, Tokyo was a very difficult track to make that comeback on as we enter the final lap.
I'm a little scared right now. You have 3 people in stars right behind you. You have a feeling, like a gut feeling that shot could be in play, but we are nearing the end right now. And Dave almost ran into potassium troubles once again, but he ran into Bill Nye the Science Guy, Lady Jules.
Yeah, Dave just not having a great time as they make their way on the Shuto Expressway toward that final gliding ramp. The blue shell is out, but it's not going to connect with the leader before they cross the line. Just a rough race overall for Dave. They will be able to salvage a 9th place finish, but it could have been so much better because we did see some glimpses, but just not enough for Dave to catch up.
Cookie getting first that race with the Merle in second. Right now, Cookie looks to be the leader of the pack in terms of points.
Yeah, definitely Cookie showing really strong. Second in the first race, first in the second. So showing how they are willing to try and take this title for their own. And now this comes the part where you have to think about strategy. Do you want to pick a track that would be better for you? And Dave is already changing it up, going from DS Mario Circuit to Royal Raceway.
Ooh, and then you got the Paris, you got the Electrodrome, you got the Twisted Mansion, you got Penguin Land, and much of other tracks here. It is going to land on not Maple Treeway, but Neo Bowser City.
As we head over to Neo Bowser City, this is a track that can really tend to those tight corners, especially if you have that coveted Bullet Bill. You talked about the Bullet Bill extension areas back on that first race. Neo Bowser City can really play in your favor because the Bullet Bill is unlikely to drop you off at a tight corner like the tight corners on Neo Bowser City. So we'll see if this works into the favor of many players from the back. We'll have to see if these players who were at the back on Tokyo will be able to make their way to the front on Neo Bowser City.
Right now you can see Nerd right there. Looks to be the only inside drifter right now in the top spots. Gotta be careful of Meester, and Dave just dragging someone out. Has to go for the single because Meester is already going to take the double. So not bad play. Maintain some items. Drags out Meester now in second, and Stevens only in the lead. A little bit uncontested.
Yeah, Dave being able to get these drags is crucial, sending people to the back, and also the coin count going up as well. You talked about how important the coins are last race, Bonnie. Dave's already at 8-2 away from the 10 coin maximum you can get in a single race to try and increase your top speed.
You can see Stevens in the lead, Merle just behind him. We don't know what he has in his pocket. We just know he had the 2 shrooms out right now. He's got 1 more shroom. Dragging the banana. Blue shell coming in. Dave has to hold on to his red because he doesn't want to force Stevens to pull out possibly any other items that can ruin him early on.
Dave currently in second now because Stevens was able to back spam Immortal there with the green shells. He almost does it to Dave again there. Stevens really going for that back sniping play, but unfortunately unable to land the shot. Meanwhile, Cookie from out of nowhere up to the lead.
Oh man, Stevens lost it. He had a good spot. I think he purposely fell off the track to avoid the blue shell. But right now, Stevens is just getting pummeled right now. Cookie in the lead, Immortal in second. Immortal got backed. He uses the shroom. Immortal's getting hit with another red. Or did he pull up his defense in time? Looks like he did. Still has a shroom in hand. Blue shell, number 2 coming in, is going after Cookie.
Yeah, Cookie's going to get hit by that blue shell. Might have jumped off the track in order to avoid it here, but now you see the top 4 all within the line of sight. That lightning
Dave has a chance to win.
Dave has a fire flower. Stevens and Immortal in their sights. Goes for the fireball spam, but none of them connect. Stevens and Immortal going to be drag racing over to the finish. And it looks like it might have been Stevens just barely taking that win away from Immortal.
I was hoping for Dave to pull up the shroom so that way he could just overtook everyone. Stevens in the lead, Immortal in second, Cookie in third. That was a good spot battle between those 3 for sure. And Dave had a chance to really take over, but unfortunately the item pull was not in his favor when the other 3 were already past the boxes.
Yeah, you pretty much needed a mushroom there if you were Dave to be able to find that, or even if you're lucky, a triple green shell to try and snipe out the competition. Still a valiant effort from Dave, though. They were in the top 5 for the majority of that race, even the top 4 as well. So very good effort from Dave. Still, though, all of those points can matter at the end of the day. So we'll see if Dave is able to keep this up as we're heading in to race number 4 here. And we're going to have to see what these track picks are going to allow for. We see our first cheese land here. For the lobby picks here, Vonnie, someone trying to bring us to Smuggle Desert number 2.
One more person still needs to pick a track. They have not picked yet, and the game will force them to pick. Looks like that is going to be a Hyrule circuit. Let's see what the roulette ends up taking us in. Are we going to Peach's Garden? Are we going to Royal Raceway? We're going to Maple Treeway.
At Maple Treeway, the next selection here. It is around the fall time here. Yes, it's still December, but you know, winter does not start until the 21st of December, so it's technically still fall.
I never understood that season. It's always confused me.
The winter season doesn't make sense. But regardless of which, we'll have to see if anyone is able to master the fall season here at Maple Treeway. And we'll see if we're going to see this top 3 we see here continuing to dominate. Immortal, Cookie, and Stevens seem to really be the top contenders in this lobby. We'll see if they're able to keep it up.
Look, you mentioned mastering the fall. All it takes for someone to get hit right here, and then they'll have a great fall.
Unless it's a lightning bolt, in which case they'll just keep gliding, thanks to a patch we got during the booster course pass, which made it so lightning bolts did not make you fall off the edge. So Zeus's target shocking methods no longer work. To make my way past the big wigglers, Dave
by Odin's beard
for the rest of the field.
Right now, Dave with the triple greens, he can be triple the trouble, man, as if he was playing Sonic the Hedgehog triple trouble. Right behind Lady Jules, they play Beyblade. Lady Jules said, "Let it rip."
Yeah, just unfortunate there. The sort of connection situation, making so Dave was hit by that green shell, but now he has triple mushrooms. Gonna be wasting every single one of them just to go for a single item box and get another triple green. Does he get his revenge on Lady Jules is the question.
He's
trying to drag out Lady Jules, but Jules is just running away.
Nope, he really tried to drag her out. Oh man, I respect the hustle, but you need the coins for that, my friend.
Yeah, Lady Jules also had that golden mushroom just to escape the seed and the star. Holding the star while the lightning bolt hits. You hate to see it. Thankfully, though, it doesn't look like anybody else dodged that lightning bolt. So Dave might be in the clear for a little bit as the field is completely reset.
Well, Steven's a little bit in trouble here, especially against Cookie, who has a fire flower. If Cookie backs it, a lot of people in the back as this narrow area is going to be in trouble.
Looks like Cookie is willing to hold on to their mixtapes for now. Dave trying to catch up. Triple red shells to their name. Has an opportunity here to make a difference, but two people barely swerves out of the way.
She's out for a blood right now. She wants Dave's number.
Come down now to the final lap, though, on Maple Tree Way. Quadruple mushrooms for Dave, but will it be enough? The blue shell in play as well. Anything could happen.
Well, the blue shell did activate. I don't know if it did connect or not. But here we are, and Dave once again gets hit by the bill. Dave does have a golden shroom. Steven's over there in star with triple shrooms. He's in the back. He's not in a good spot right now. He's struggling on this track.
Yeah, Stevens uncharacteristically starting to struggle a bit here on Maple Tree Way. Dave's just trying to catch up to them. Stevens does go for that wide angle on the jump to be able to get that item box. Now comes down to this final glider section. Dave with a golden mushroom. Gonna have to try and spam and get away from everybody else as the bullet bill approaches. Can they outrun Uni Munchie? The answer is yes. 9th place for Dave here. Stevens finishing 8th, but it's Cookie back up on top.
Cookie in first, Nerd in second, Jules in third. Man, Lady Jules after Beyblade, you just said, you know, I'll get top 3 to add extra insult to injury. That's gotta hurt.
No comment from Dave, so it definitely must hurt here. Still a very strong performance.
His same pride was shattered. Let's see, is he going to pick Royal Raceway once again? Is he going to pick another track?
Yeah.
He picked TK Jungle to spite me, and unfortunately someone picked a really terrible track.
They have Baby Park on the record right now here, so I mean, it is only a 1 in 9 chance. You never know. We could go to
and that 1 in 9 is higher than a 1 in 12.
we could also go to Left Hands Baby Park, which is Sky High Sunday. Thankfully, we're not going to either of those. We're instead going to Water Coaster for our 5th race of the Grand Prix. Sorry, Water Park. It's been a while.
I like Coaster. I like Coaster. Don't get me wrong. I do like that. I mean, you do see roller coasters in the background, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, the subcoaster, you literally drive upon the subcoasters, so it makes sense that it could have been called Water Coaster. Nonetheless, as we head over to Water
Dolphin Shoals. I need to see Dolphin Shoals enjoyers. Come on.
Well, you know what? They're not a fan of dolphins right now. Dolphins are very dangerous creatures, believe it or not. You know what else is dangerous? Not getting an item box on the first item here. Dave already playing with fire to start off this race.
Not getting coins either.
Fire is useless on water.
Mario begs to differ since his first game.
Regardless of which, Dave yet to get a single item box in the entirety of this race. Looks like there was a unregistered hit on the Beb speed. They end up getting hit instead. And another green shell hitting Dave as they finally get their first item box.
See, so something I wanted to point out earlier, you saw Dave get like a slipstream or two right behind his opponent. While slipstreams would make you faster than your opponent, because he didn't have the coin count, he wasn't really passing them at all. He was just kind of stuck back there.
Shock dodge coming in here for Dave, as well as the Wario in the middle of the pack. Dave has a chance to make a comeback here in this race. We'll see if they're able to do exactly that as the field starts to thin out a bit. You see the top 5, then Dave trailing in the back.
Oh my lord, people are just, oh my, people are just after you, Dave. What did you do to them?
Nothing.
I think you hosted
it's a streamer type tactic.
They wanted to make sure you weren't winning. Oh my god!
It's a streamer sniping tactic in full display here on the final lap of Water Park. Dave once again jumping over those item boxes, trying to set up a drift.
And Blue Shell coming in. That's going to go after Cookie, who's still in the lead. Cookie going to go back-for-back W's here.
Sal and Twitch chat, shut up.
Might change.
They're looking for anything here, and they are coming up dry, even though they're in the water park. Just not a good look here for Dave. Needs a good item on this final box, but doesn't even look like they're going to be able to get that here. Right now, it's just a fight for trying to keep this 9th place. People all around them trying to pass, but they're going to be able to salvage 9th and even get one extra. 8th place for Dave.
Cookie in the lead, Immortal in second, Unimunchi making a 3rd place spot there. That's good for her. She needs the points.
Yeah, definitely. Those points, again, are crucial at the end of the day, as it really has just been a sort of battle between every single one of these players here.
There's a message for Lady Jules to Dave. Quote, unquote, stay off my ass.
Fair enough. We got the first message relay of this sort of Grand Prix, and we're not even halfway through. So that's what happened.
Sal Capone's in Twitch chat now.
Nonetheless, we'll have to see what the next track is going to be. Again, we see these picks for tracks like Baby Park and Sky High Sunday with those tracks known for their chaotic nature here, Vonnie. So we'll see which one is going to get picked. And again,
I think the most chaotic thing besides the Baby Park pick is the random pick. You never know where you're going or if you're going to do a repeat.
Yeah, well, thankfully, we're not going to either of those. DK Mountain is the selection. This is a track that has a lot of technical skill behind it. You may not think about it, but it does.
Because it is definitely not inside drifter friendly. Even though it can be done for like that final jump, if you don't know how to execute it well, you are kind of SOL.
So we'll have to see. Sorry about that. I dropped my metal water bottle on the floor. We'll have to see what these players are going to be able to pull off here on DK Mountain, especially, again, you mentioned that inside drifter, a couple of inside drifters here between Nerd and Unicity in this lobby, so we'll see if they're able to get that sort of shortcut or be able to take advantage of the fact that everyone's going to be trying to take it. Sorry, Unimunchi, not Unicity.
I mean, he is in university in the city, right?
I mean, I don't think there's a University of Munchie that's opening anytime soon, unless it's a university that specializes in culinary degrees. Nonetheless, Dave's showing us one of the most important shortcuts here on DK Mountain. You can hop on top of the rock and be able to start a drift a little bit earlier as you enter into these very tight hairpin corners. But now this shortcut is the one that matters the most.
Oh, he almost got Stevens with that. That would have been a beautiful snipe. A nice second shortcut right there. That's the one that definitely gets a lot more of the inside drifters a challenge. Stevens in the lead, Dave in second, Immortal just behind with Bob Spade. And Shock comes in, and Stevens already passed the boxes. Immortal threw it right in to hit a ground bread. No! Not what you
very unfortunate here. But still, the competition is fierce. Dave has a super horn in hand.
Is he going to
find a way out to try and get anybody out of the equation? But looks like they're just going to be using it to get in trouble.
No. It would have been funny if he stopped to attack Lady Jules for her earlier comment, but no, that's not what happened. He was a gentleman, a respectable one.
Has to be a respectful gentleman here in Mario Kart. That gets you really nowhere in most situations, but what does get you somewhere? Double red shells and a triple mushroom. Dave going to be able to take this.
Double red shells, double the fun. Oh, Cookie only has a golden mushroom.
And has a golden mushroom. Going to be able to pass, but is going to get hit by that first red.
No, he dodged it. He wall dodged. That is a very hard skill to master. It is not easy to perform.
Definitely not. Now the final lap on DK Mountain. The top three starting to separate a little bit, but it's going to get closed up as Stevens gets hit there by the item boxes, and Cookie has triple reds to close the gap even more.
Luckily, he was able to throw his third red before the shock was to occur. Bullet Bill's coming in right now. Is it going to be able to help that person pass Dave and a few others? Dave almost landed on the green and he had no control, but he does get hit by Nerd's Bill.
This is not looking good for Dave, trying to find any sort of redemption here. Lady Jules right in front of him opts to not go for the double Autobots just to keep themselves alive, and they get a bullet bill at probably the most crucial moment, can take the turn tight past 2 people in the process, and Dave will salvage a 4th place at the end of the day.
So it looks like Stevens most likely was able to secure a top 3 spot. Did he get first? It was kind of hard to tell at that ending.
Looks like Stevens might have gotten the spot. No, Immortal.
He got second. Immortal was in first. Cookie in third. Dave in fourth. Nerd in fifth. But it looks like Cookie is running away with it.
Yeah, the biggest thing is right behind Cookie. You have the top 2 tied right now. Immortal and Stevens both tied for second right now. It's going to be interesting to see how this racks up as the rest of the day goes
Immortal's
on.
comment to Beb, do me a fat solid and hold items for more than 0.5 seconds.
Well, now that's going to be much more difficult considering that we have multiple
response
people.
Was nah.
Oh!
Let's also make it clear that right now Beb is one of the 2 people that's picked Baby Park right now on the track selection. So we currently now have a 1 in 4 or no, not 1 in 4, 2 in 9 chance of going to Baby Park. Thankfully, though, that's not where we're going. We're going to Animal
Oh,
Crossing.
thank God. I can't commentate terrible tracks like Baby Park.
Listen, it's called the Madhouse for a reason.
Lady Jules, I can only hold my items for 0.45 seconds.
Oh, man.
Just making sure they can just throw it. I'm 0.1. They are just making fun of Immortal's response.
Can't hold items if you don't have any.
Bev has the turbo button on the item button.
Seconds? Oh, well, someone went down. No,
I'd like to think that Bev has a turbo button on the item button, and they are continually holding it as much as possible, so they always use their item
It
immediately.
does not give you an advantage if you have a golden shroom to use that turbo button. We've tested that out plenty of times, or many people on the internet have, and I have as well on the turbo controller.
It depends on the situation, because like you could spam it and then make it so that if a boost steals it, you still have that boost lingering. But nonetheless, let's talk about the race here. Dave currently in second, Stevens up in first. Lady Jules getting back spammed at the start line. Dave finally gets their revenge from making 3-way.
Nerd is prime target for this red shell, and it looks like he got hit out. But Stevens is
No!
A response was made with a red of their own.
Dave, unfortunately, the recipient of that red shell, still hanging on to second here, but now Cookie and Nerd having stars and mushrooms, as well as Immortal, just passing them all on the inside of the beach here. Dave immediately falls back to 6th, makes that 7th as they get hit in the head by a bullet bill. 3, 2, 1, shock. No, not gonna happen. Not that blue shell. Not until he gets close to the first. If you don't watch the mini-map. Yep, it's going to be Stevens getting hit, but Stevens hits Cookie on the glider with a bomb to sort of slow down the flow. And there's a shock dodge on the field. I believe that is a CPU Lemmy, actually, who got the shock dodge. So it's not going to make too much of a difference as we head into these final few corners of Animal Crossing. Triple green shells for Dave, and they're starting to catch up.
Greens are being thrown, reds being thrown, Beb in second. Oh my God, who is that in first? Boomerang, shells, Cookie.
Shells, bananas, boomerangs. Oh my. Dave had an opportunity to try and make a last lap pass on that rock shortcut. Got hit by a green.
Stevens in the lead. Stevens pretty much had a free run going in the lap too, even with the blue shell.
Yeah, and it was thanks to that bomb that they were able to throw there on the glider to keep Cookie at bay to help cement themselves in that lead. And that's something Stevens desperately needed. Not only do they separate themselves from Immortal, but they catch closer up to Cookie in the top of the standings. So we'll see if that's going to make it. We'll see if they're going to be able to do that at the end of the day here. We get ready to see what our next track selection is. Very different track selections from everyone here in the field.
I'm trying to ask Batter Cookie a question right now. What is his favorite type of cookie? I'm hoping I get an answer soon.
We'll also get an answer on what track we're going to. Daisy Circuit is the next one. A pretty interesting track, a one that can tend to a lot of different racing styles depending on what you like.
A man of culture, a chocolate chip cookie.
Ew.
Oh, easy enough.
Ew.
Does Dave not like chocolate chip cookies?
They're okay.
The follow question: soft or hard cookie from Lady
Soft,
Jules? Okay,
always.
I prefer soft. I'm not too keen on hard.
Chips
Like
Ahoy
maybe a little bit
soft?
crunch, but not too much.
I mean, it depends. If it's a baked cookie, I'd rather it be soft. But if it's a store-bought cookie, sometimes I wouldn't mind a hard. So
I'm personally like, if it's not chocolate chip, I could probably go for like those Christmas like sugar cookies.
I mean, hey, if you're ever looking for a good cookie, if you ever head to the Orlando area, go to Gideon's.
Maybe I'll think about it.
That's where it is, right?
All right.
Unfortunately,
Good
don't serve
suggestion.
that.
Back on the races of Daisy Circuit as we are about to end lap 1. Looks like Stevens is fighting off the white Yoshi right there for first place as they've already passed lap 1 going to lap 2. Dave firing off all shrooms, fires off the ghost right now, stealing an item. He steals a green shell. Has the shrooms, going to go up the ladder here, going up these stairs. Throws the green. It's not going to connect to you out on the ground on the field. And Unimunchi, don't pass. Don't. You did exactly what I just said not to, because that was going to happen.
You're not my dad.
So I'm your coach.
That is indeed fact. Dave's dad is not Vonnie. As now Dave trying to catch up, find any way up to the front here. That could help a little bit.
That's going to go after, I believe, Immortal.
It will indeed go after Immortal, but Immortal is able to stem the bleeding by getting rid of Steven, who's also able to get rid of Cookie. So now Immortal gets a little bit of an advantage. And did Immortal dodge the blue shell? They might have gone on the glider to get a little bit of less hyper.
On the ground, which helped him have the invincibility frames to avoid the blue shell.
Exactly, so good move there from Immortal. Now keeping that lead in their factor. Final lap here on Daisy Circuit, and there's the lightning bolt. Dave had a star ready in the pocket, but was unable to make it, and now multiple people able to take advantage of that. There's a beachhead all the way up in second. I believe that's Lady Jules all the way up to second thanks to that shock dodge. Dave, unfortunately, will have to suck ice for 9.
I'm just saying, Thunder Strike! Boom, 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 boom. Thunder Strike! That's exactly what happened. You cannot tell me it did not.
I mean, speaking of strikes, right now Steven is taking a little bit of strikes over to Cookie. That point gap has lessened 6 points between those two competitors, and Cookie did not have a good race there on Daisy Circuit either. So we'll have to see if this is going to keep going on. We still have plenty.
Oh my God! Can we stop at the baby park pick?
I almost picked a dupe.
Why?
Almost.
Oh, Batter Cookie said soft. He's a soft cookie kind of guy.
Listen, let's be real here. If we get rid of Baby Park now, we don't have to worry about it at the final race of the day. So let's just think about that. Because remember, we have a 10-point.
You don't like Baby
penalty.
Park deciding who wins the whole thing?
No, because I've been in that situation where Baby Park has decided the whole thing.
Oh man. Baby Park sucks. This is not my favorite track. Anyway, it looks like
unfortunately we're going there, so I hope you're ready for Baby Park.
Munchie!
Terrible track. It's god awful. It's not for the faint of heart. Oh.
No, not in any way whatsoever. But we're here. We have to donate. At least it's the 9th race and not the 24th.
If only I drank, then I can drown my sorrows of this track away.
Regardless of which, we head into Baby Park here where madness is key. But people have been able to try to exploit this track and make it a runner track. Just continually be at the front, take those cuts, take those corners
for a bagger for sure, just because of the pretty much just like no way to avoid all these powerful items when you get near a previous player. I mean,
that is true, but you still can run away with a little bit of an advantage. Unfortunately, if you get hit by a star, that's not really possible here. Dave falling back down to 4th here, but only double red shells to their name. Gonna be able to upgrade that to a triple green shell instead here with a little bit of protection. Not really using any of this as they try to just stay alive here on Baby Park. That's gonna make it a lot better with a star.
Lap 5 already, and we just started seconds ago, and we only have 2 more laps in theory. Second place, Dave gets hit by green. First place, I don't even know who's in first right now. Probably Lady Jules, if I had to take a guess. Looks like they use a Steinhorn to get rid of the blue. They got hit by something.
Can we point out that Dave, in half of a lap, fell from 2nd to 7th and is right now struggling to catch back up. All of the red shells denied by the bullet bill as the final lap is
Denied.
trying to get anywhere up there, able to dodge that star from Lemmy, and a piranha plant gonna boost them back up to 7th
Stuck in
here.
7th,
Unfortunate for Davis. Stevens takes the lead away.
Oh, that was
and is
Nerd
once
who
again
was in the
chopped
lead
at
for
that
a
lead on
minute.
Cookie.
That was Nerd who was in the lead for a minute. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Oof. What? I'm just looking at everyone on the Discord chat. They are just talking. A lot of smack.
They are guaranteed.
Don't, Dave. I swear you're going to get
Dave,
a penalty.
it's a 10-point repick penalty. There you go.
It's your rule. It's your rule.
I was prepared for the consequences.
You're prepared for me to leave the stream. That's what you're prepared for.
Listen, I hate Baby Park to race, but watching it, it's just madness. So.
Yeah, it's maddening. Exactly. It's terrible to watch.
Well, thankfully, no more Baby Park. Instead, we go to Rosalina's Ice World here for race number 10 as we are quickly approaching the halfway mark of this 4th Grand Prix. And the points, again, they're getting closer here, Bonnie. That lead from Cookie has been dialed down to 3 points.
All right,
Dave said
Rosalina.
in Discord, Dave, why do you like this? And I replied, hope.
Just told them
I'm
all.
going to give that a reaction real quick as we start here on Rosalina's Ice World.
They told them all that. Anyway, right now, Rosalina's Ice World is a unique track. It's not a bad track. I believe this is from, what, the 3DS, if I'm not mistaken?
Correct. This is from Mario Kart 7, so has that sort of history. Does not have all of these half pipes, however, so automatically this one is a little bit better.
If
But
I'm
this
not
track can
mistaken,
take a lot of different
was
strategies.
Mario Kart 7 codename Mario Kart 3D or something like that?
I'm
If
not the
anyone
person
remembers that? All right, I'm gonna have to do.
We'll have to check the sources here in a few minutes. Dave
my
trying to check their
God.
tires, make sure that they're not cut after scraping the edge of the ice, staying alive for the most part here.
Look, I
That's
know
far
this
as well to
track
take
is
that
slippery, but it's not that slippery. All right, you got chains on your wheels, right?
Those are illegal in most states.
How do you control yourself?
Well, the good
in
news is
ice?
Stevens is going to try to improve traction by melting up the ice a little bit by using that fireball to backspam everybody. Does not hit Dave, however, as we head back over here. The ice slab now missing, meaning you have to go underwater.
come on, man.
And
Just
Ben
backing those
just
reds.
backspamming a triple red shell.
Ooh.
Very, very, very mean sort of way of acting that. Meanwhile, Dave stealing a star here, going to be able to use that invincibility to their benefit. Runs into the CPU PD Piranha as well as the wall, and now just has to try and get rid of his golden mushroom
Look,
because if the lightning ball comes right now, it is going to
The
be
wall
devastating.
represents safety, but it's not representing your winning. Blue
Right
shell
now,
coming
the
in.
final lap has begun. Blue shell in play. Dave's bullet bill leading them across this treacherous hairpin turn into another golden mushroom. One of the black Birdos is out in front. That probably is immortal, but who knows? People can change their characters on the fly here. Dave trying to take this above ground route to try and find any sort of speed up to the front. As that bomb is going to help them.
They dropped the bomb, man. I guess we're playing Dance Dance Revolution. Oh, no! Why'd you get rid of that?
Dane! The foolish move of throwing the green shell forward when a red shell is trailing is still going to be able to salvage a 7th place at the end of the day, but it could have been so much more at the end of the race. Still a good effort from Dave as Cookie switching over to that black Birdo, taking the lead and starting to widen that gap yet again.
It looks like it's an 11-point lead so far between those two competitors. Only one of them can be crowned the champion for today's qualifying matchup. Ain't they both already qualified?
Stevens, I know, is definitively qualified for the matchup for the semis. I have no idea who
Stevens
else is qualified.
Cookie is.
Oh, well, there you go. So they're just battling. They're just battling glory at this point.
Is Immortal qualified?
No.
No, I think this is Immortal's first GP. So no, they are not
it's a
qualified.
second, but...
Oh, well.
Gotcha.
Point stands. Immortal does not have enough points to currently
Oh, looks like we
qualify
want to
here.
go to the Labs. I'll take the Lakers.
We'll see if we go to Los Angeles Laps. better known as Los Angeles Lap because it's only one lap and a full base. Second track, unfortunately, no. We're going to be going over to Jumpy Park instead. Sky High Sunday.
Sky High Sunday, otherwise known as the second version of Sweet Sweet Canyon.
I mean, you're not wrong, but at the same time, it's also not. But
it's not a canyon, but it's definitely within the same realm or the same world.
It's more so the third version of Baby Park. It's called that's why I call it Jumpy Park, because there's a lot of jumps on it.
There may be a lot of jumps, but at that point, it's Excite Bike 2, just the opposite direction. And the only difference is Excite Bike, they just change the ramps every time you load up the track.
Point stands. Dave now starting up in 8th here on Sky High Sunday.
Dave,
a lot of mayhem all around them. That CPU PD Piranha up in 3rd, by the way. Dave going to be able to take their position away as Cookie currently trying to run away with the lead. Gonna get hit by a red shell, though, and Mister's going to take the lead here on Sky High early.
Oh, not a friendly time at all. Look at all these reds being thrown. They are not for the faint of heart.
Absolutely not. Rated PG-13 for the amount of bloodshed with the red shells all across the field here. Second lap begins. Still looks like it is Meester up in front here. But
here's some Mario Kart lore that I need to be answered, and unfortunately none of us have this answer. You see all these shells, red, green, blues. How are these Koopas, why are they getting rid of them? Or where do they come from? Do they just donate them? Can they grow their own shells?
They shed, you know, like a turtle.
Yeah, how do they, where
thinking of a snail.
Like a crab, you know?
Or yeah. Because I doubt there is really a live Koopa in all of these shells. As more and more shells just continue
to fly. Did you have Koopas throwing these shells as well? You don't think they want to give it to their younger siblings who might need it?
Well, at that point, it's just cannibalism. Final lap begins on Sky High Sunday.
What?
Triple greens.
It involves eating. It involves eating that what?
Hold on.
I think we skipped an important detail there.
I will not elaborate. What I will elaborate on is Dave getting back spammed by that green shell. Now get back in that, trying to find some sort of ability here to continue up. Has a star and a bullet bill. A lightning bolt would do wonders right now, considering everybody is on the same straightaway.
It's a little too late because people are already passing the finish line.
Unfortunately, though, the wish does not come true. Dave, trying to suffice a 7th place, will be able to do exactly that. And it's either Immortal or Cookie that won this race. It's Immortal who's able to take the victory here. It's starting to now close the gap, take 2nd place over from Stevens as well.
It's a 10-point difference between those two competitors, Immortal and Cookie, right now, with 1st and 2nd. But hey, you still got plenty more action to go.
There's still a lot more to go. We're but halfway through this 24 race Grand Prix, but the track picks are going to be
blue. That's a lot of blue for Big Blue, and then you have the Koopa Cave. That's a lot of blue in those backgrounds.
Well, there's also a lot of Wario. We have 2 Wario stadiums now on the field here for the
when the collusion happened. When are we colluding?
We'll have to figure out when that's going to be. We also have Trainbow coming out here, N64 Rainbow Road out on the field.
I don't see often as a choice.
But that's unfortunately not an option. We are going to Wario Stadium instead here for race. I believe this is race number 12, so this will be the halfway mark.
We'll see. We'll see when it loads up. Yep, you are right. Race 12, Wario Stadium. We definitely get to see Wario's entrepreneur side, man. He knows how to make money off of these events because he's a greedy little man.
We know how he makes all this money, and that's another Mario Kart track that hopefully we'll see later. But for now, it's Wario Stadium. We'll see which player is going to be able to get it. Reminder, this was Cookie's pick. Cookie wanted to go to this track, so we'll see if Cookie is going to get their wish and be able to get a victory here to try and separate themselves from the rest of the pack.
All right, you can see right now, Dave, a double shroom, double speed, double power, going to 5th. You should not try to pass up Stevens, or else he knows he's getting redded out unless he throws the item, which he does. Goes after Meester, does not connect. You got Immortal and Cookie out in the front. One of those two is in 1st, one of those two is in 2nd. Looks like Immortal's in 2nd.
Yeah, looks like indeed. Immortal 2nd, Cookie 1st, Stevens 3rd. Dave, a little bit too wide on the corner there. That's not going to help you in this situation.
Oh,
and
that
wideness
did help him for a tad bit. against Nerd, but he went back to going tight, which and ultimately ruined him in that front.
Yeah, unfortunate. This is the double item boxes. Beb just back spamming all of the green shells, really wanting the attention here
Beb
today.
really living up
Get
to a
back spam
man's
themselves.
claims of not holding his items for more than 0.5 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, again, I mentioned turbo button on the item button is just easy enough. You just get rid of all those items as quickly as you get them. Does help them there, though. They do get a bullet bill in their favor here. As up, Dave having to swerve out of the way here as we enter the final lap on Wario Stadium.
Oh man, the final lap. Only time can tell. Either Cookie or Merle's in the lead. Steven's in second. He's between two Birdos, and these Birdos are going to provide a lot of hurto. Shock happens, but Dave gets to the double.
Yeah, Dave has a very good opportunity here to catch up. Triple green shells and a bullet bill in the pocket. This could make a difference. Gets rid of Unimunchi and then goes for the bullet bill on this section, trying to run it all the way toward the top three. Gonna be able to pass Immortal here, who's unable to fight for the rest of it. Does get some plans. Not the best item, but is able to protect themselves from that back spam green shell from Immortal to secure a 5th place finish.
So Nerd got third. You got Stevens in second, Cookie in first, Immortal in fourth, and Dave in fifth. Part of me kind of wants to think maybe if Dave waited just a tad bit longer to fire off that bill, he probably could have been okay to pretty much keep ahead of Immortal. It just depends on where he would have activated it.
Yeah, definitely. That bill could have played factor, but still did a really good job of bringing Dave back up to the front, especially with that lucky maneuver of getting it after the lightning bolt. So we'll see what the track selections are going to go on now as we enter the second half of the Grand Prix. We're still seeing some of those usuals. We see Grumble Volcano, DS Mario Circuit, Cheeseland, Big Blue, but New York Minute also being thrown in to the rotation here. But unfortunately, we're not going there. We're going to Big Blue. Unimunchi's pick again.
Well, right, Big Blue sounds like a big problem as we are going there for the F-Zero representation. Nintendo, make a new F-Zero game, please. Make it multiplayer, online multiplayer. You would have, like, if you literally did F-Zero GX with online multiplayer, you would have a hit instantly.
100%.
Well, remember, nobody hates Nintendo fans more than Nintendo.
Fair enough.
Can you confirm that?
Big Blue. We head into Big Blue, and already a bad start for several people. Nerd, Jules, and Dave all hit at the start of the race. Not a good start for them, considering Big Blue is kind of difficult to really make a comeback on.
Just to remind the audience, like, anytime we go to these F-Zero tracks, coins are not laid out on the track at all unless your opponent was hit, because they are on these special boost panels. In the actual F-Zero games, it would give you your boost powers, which is also, like, essentially your health bar that you can use to sacrifice in order to get more speed. However, in this case of Mario Kart, it gives you more coins.
Yeah, definitely. Those recharge strips able to give you all the coins you need. Dave, not at 10 coins right now, is going to be able to get it here on this final section. The bomb on the right side, able to dodge. Dave forced to use those mushrooms, though, to keep themselves alive.
Oh,
Red shell, it goes a little bit too far.
Slow down.
Up my Cookie.
Did Cookie slow down? It's like, if he had his back camera on and he slowed down just for that, I would have understood that. This is usually where you would see a shock happen, and most likely it's always at this part of the track. I would see someone have a shock, because when you're on the glider, and all these powerful items are dependent on how far you are from first place. So when you're on that gliding section, first place is going really far ahead of you, and of course, when you get the item boxes before that glider, so you have a higher chance of pulling that shock at that moment.
There's shock as you speak. Unimunchi is the one to dodge. It's Steven out in front, however, going to be able to take the lead away.
Oh,
Dave with a perfect bullet bill yet again. 2 for 2 on getting bullet bills after lightning strikes. Able to get back up to 6 from 9.
Hey, I take any small placements up ahead. Steven in first, Nerd second, and Cookie in third in that race. Cookie's still in the lead by 12 points over Stevens, and Immortal went down to third.
Yeah, it has been a very close sort of battle between these three, Cookie, Stevens, and Immortal, continuing to really just trade blow for blow, but it's still been Cookie out on front for the remainder of this Grand Prix. We'll see how this is going to keep going.
Dave not to have a pick. Dave can't get his pick. They told him in many different ways the same exact response.
Hey, Bowsy, why'd you put no in there? Body you
You
too.
got the you got the no and the emojis. You got people telling you nah, same. You can't get it. 0 picks for you. Wow. Mushroom Gorge. We're going to the gorge.
Yep, Mushroom Gorge for the next pick here on this track. This one can tend a lot again to those bullet bill extension areas because those mushrooms can really tend to a lot of sort of extension. The bullet bill is unlikely to drop you off on the mushrooms. You also have to keep track of the NISC shortcut at the end, the gap jump, the famous gap jump from Mario Kart Wii that they returned here in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe as we start here on the gorge.
All right, here we are. The gorge. The biggest jump is going to be the ending jump between that biggest gap out there in order to secure a top spot or fall behind literally 4 or 5 spots down if you can't perform it and execute it correctly. And you'll see it here right after the cave as we have Dave with 3 shrooms left to his name.
Yeah, Dave is trying to find their way up to the front. We'll see if they're able to
do the jump?
pull off the shortcut first try. No,
He was close. He was very close. Maybe a little too tight on that front, but he was very close, folks.
Very close. Hits the wall. Actually,
Dave had the potassium problem. He saw that banana from a mile away and still ran into it.
Well, that was because there was a red shell trailing after Dave, so he hit the banana peel to make it so he had less iframes and still kept his forward momentum. So a smart up play there. Now has a Crazy 8 here in 6th place, trying to find their way up to the front. See if Dave's able to do exactly that. Throwing stuff at Unamunchi. Oh, that's big! Shot dodge in 7th. Dave has an opportunity to catch up. That is the earliest shot dodge. And now has an opportunity to make it. Does not go for the gap jump, respectfully so, as they have an opportunity to really make their way forward here.
That's Cookie coming in from behind. He probably was the one to pull up the shot because he wasn't up there earlier.
We'll see. Final lap. 5th place for Dave right now. Right now it's Stevens up in 1st, Immortal 2nd, Nerd 3rd, and Cookie up in 4th. It all could be determined on these final corners. That ultra shortcut could make the difference here, and Dave is ready with triple mushrooms at the hand.
Steven can't pull off the gap jump, but Immortal Cookie can!
Do they pass Stevens for the lead? However, Dave misses the cut. Still going to be able to salvage a 5th place finish at the end. But it looks like Stevens was safe, did not want to risk the gap cut. Instead, decided to go the safe route and keep that victory for themselves.
Looks like Cookie was able to do the gap jump, but Immortal was not able to. Thus, he dropped down to 4th.
Yeah, still really good performance from those 3 drivers, and we're starting to see a 4th driver really pop up into this top conversation, and that's Nerd, Bonnie. We really haven't talked about Nerd all day, but they've been proving that they are willing to contend with the top dogs here as we head into the second half of this Grand Prix.
All right. Let's see. We got Berlin Byways. We got the Cheese Land. We got the Sunshine Airport. We got the Thwomp Ruins. We got the Eel to Steel. We got the Peaches Garden. Hyrule Warriors, Hyrule Circuit, followed by Wild Woods, followed by the Twisted Mansion. Where do we end up going?
We are going over to the land of Hyrule and Hyrule Circuit.
Link, he's come through town. He's come to save the Princess Zelda. If anyone even remembers that.
Well, he'll only do that after he scrubbed all the floors in Hyrule.
15th race already. We are already winding down, getting close to that 24 mark. Inch by inch, piece by piece, race by race as we get started. The fastest coins, or in this case rubies, you want to get was on the right side. The slower route would be on the left. At least on those first turns.
As they're trying to make their way forward, a green shell snipe going to hinder their progress, however, back down to 9th here to start off. But still, this track can tend to some smuggle preferences. You can make your way back from the back to the front if you are really good at being able to manage those items, because there are a lot of shortcuts here, especially on that last lap.
This ain't Waluigi pinball while we bouncing off the walls, bro. Nope, too bad or too sad. I've already said it. Not going for the cut of that grass either, so he has to go wide route, but gains an item box.
Yep, does try to go for the doubles, unfortunately misses it there, but is still going to be able to have this triple mushroom. And is going to be able to take the speed run strategy. Going for a time trial run here is Dave, making all the way up to 6th place with the help of that triple mushroom.
Right now, he might get slipstream against him if that Inkling girl stays just behind, which happens to be Unimunchi.
Dave now has a star, however, has that power to bring themselves toward the front. Blue Shell coming in as well to try and separate the field, and you can tell that front four, they're all ready for it. They're all clumped up together. It's Nerd who gets hit by it, trying to back up, but unfortunately is unable to do exactly that.
I feel a little bad for Nerd, and not just that, he gets punished twice. Once by Blue, second by a Shock, and he's in fourth for it. Now cooking Immortal over the top two. He's got a horn. Dave can't pass him without forcing that horn to be active. And the horn wasn't ghosted, his double shrooms were.
Yeah, Dave not having a great time on this final lap. Make it even worse.
That was a little bit harder to see. I'll give you that one. That was harder to see for me.
Yeah, I mean, it can blend in very well with the sort of green aesthetic that Hyrule has, especially all the rubies out on the track. You think it's a coin, the next thing you know, you're pummeled in the face with a shell. Now Dave has to make this shortcut, has to sacrifice that last item to make an advantage. Does take the wide angle, going to be able to try and find their way forward, has to outrun this Bullet Bill, and is going to do exactly that. Top 6 here for Dave, gets the top half of the field as they're able to outrun the PD Piranha
second,
computer.
Nerd in third, Misa in fourth, Stevens in fifth, and Dave in sixth, respectively.
Cookie now continuing to run away with the lead yet again. We had some doubts about it earlier, but it seems like now they're starting to cement it back in their favor here as we head deeper and deeper into this Grand Prix.
You should pick Rainbow Road. Just pick Rainbow Road.
Which one?
All of them.
At once.
No, I don't think that's allowed.
Back to back.
Yeah, you can. You can especially pick the Wii because we didn't get the GameCube Rainbow Road, and I'm still sad about that.
Yeah, we were robbed, if you ask me.
I mean, we got a good Rainbow Road. The Wii Rainbow Road was great. Like, don't get me wrong. I love that track. I just wish we also had the GameCube one. But we don't. And I don't have an orange GameCube to play it on.
I'm waiting for the DS version to finally be returned.
But the loop-de-loop, then you gotta incorporate Diddy Kong Racing physics. Because
No, you can just do anti-gravity.
There's still no loop-de-loop with the anti-grav. What would have been the perfect track with the anti-grav is Wario's Coliseum from the GameCube. That would have been the anti-gravity track of tracks.
Well, unfortunately, GameCube is not the pick here. We're going to Koopa Cape from the Wii to begin this next race, and this is another track that can really tend to a lot of different chaos, especially with that final corner, the waterfall shortcut. It's possible without a mushroom if you're really good at it.
Ah, yes. The shortcut. How we all have felt its presence. Meanwhile, Dave holding on to that red.
Holding back and forth. One red shell to the name. Gonna add a mushroom to that pile. Pretty good score here for Dave, and barely dodging.
He's trying his best to avoid that green from... Who was that? Nerd? Was that Lady Jules?
That was Jules. That was Jules, the Peachette. So
yeah,
Jules able to get them with the green shell. Dave has.
Like, I don't blame Dave for going super wide against that. Like, he was really struggling to avoid that, and I don't blame him. Like, that he was in a tough spot.
Cookie, meanwhile, out in the back, trying to make their way back to the front of the field. Already here, Dave's gonna have a golden mushroom here for this cut over here. Gonna be taking that corner tight. Blue shell in play as well. Everything is going pandemonium here on Koopa Cape, and add a lightning bolt onto the mix.
Hey, the lightning bolt and the blue shell work together. I'm going to assume that was Cookie down, with Stevens down the lead. Oh no, that was Immortal who got down because Cookie's right here in 6th.
Unimunchi going to get hit by this first of 3 triple red shells that Dave has. He's going to go wide a bit to get another item to try and set up for this next shortcut, as a computer PD Piranha is making a mockery right now of him, passing him here with that star. Double red shells for Dave. Make it 1 as Lady Jules' Bullet Bill hits the second one. Final lap begins here on Koopa Cape.
Dude, what are all these close calls, Dave? What is happening, dude?
Huh?
You have been getting a close call, getting hit by greens, bills, and God knows what else.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's that bomb.
Yep, that bomb all the way up in the Christmas tree. It's an ornament that went a little bit wrong. But now you see the Dave trying to catch up. Triple mushrooms to his name. Heading into the final 2 corners here of Koopa Cape. This next corner could be the difference maker. And Dave has the perfect tool that he immediately drops in the sewer. No mushrooms for this final corner. Dave going to have to go on raw speed alone. Will catch back up to Jules, but the straight streak from Jules to take it away again.
Past Dave at the last second. I saw the back camera, and I knew that was going to happen.
The impact of the slipstream comes in full force. Meanwhile, Immortal is able to win the race, and Dave is mad in the Discord. Saying, let's see if I can read this.
Bro, that was...
Closing bracket, AOS... Crazy bracket Aosh BJ Astonva SPDK H just Julio Nas.
Are you having a stroke?
No, I was
reading your comments. He's reading your comments.
I think I was having a stroke. Sorry.
Oh my god. Can I get a replay? A repeat? Someone clip it, she says. She wants the clip.
All right, well, that out of the way. Hopefully you're not scared for the next track, because it's Twisted Mansion we're going to next.
Well, we could have had Luigi's Mansion too, but I think they're probably too similar to put them on together. That's probably why Nintendo didn't bring it. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
What, you mean Boston Building?
Yeah, I mean the Boston Red Sox, yeah.
No. No one got my reference, and I'm very sad. Anyway, Twisted Mansion for the next track here. I believe this is race number 14, I believe, if I read
17.
correctly. 17. I'm very wrong. Regardless of which, same difference. 3 numbers off.
Okay, 3 numbers off. 3 numbers off can do a lot of things, and a lot of things wrong, especially when it comes to architecture.
Anyway, Dave currently now in second after taking the shortcut on the first lap. Immortal currently leading, and it's Meester in third right now. The top 2 people that we've been seeing for the rest of the race kind of really not seen there. As I say that, Stevens taking the wider route, going up on the anti-gravity. Triple
one of them is in the lead. The other one just popped up in the second. Dave almost got crushed.
Well, I was mentioning Stevens and Cookie, because Cookie seems to be all the way in the back, actually, right back there in 8th, I believe, battling with Lady
He's trying to go
Jules.
for shark, bro. He's trying to go for the shark. The shark happens on this track pretty often.
Fair enough. Cookie must be a very big Mankalore fan for constantly smuggling every single race here. Dave, meanwhile, not having a good time, all the way back to 8th now after being in 3rd at the beginning of lap number 2, but has a bullet bill to their name to try and catch back up.
3, 2, 1, shark. That would have been funny if it happened. Well, they got 2 bills here. 2 bills for 2 different types of thrills.
Yeah, the bullet bill hype train in motion here. Dave going to be let off on the lower path of the mansion, and it's going to use this golden mushroom to just cut across the grass here to start the final lap. With a blue shell in play, Stevens' lead is in jeopardy. We'll see if they're able to find themselves any way to try and avoid it. Looks like they tried to slip on a banana to do exactly that, negate the iframe.
Oh my god!
Dave's just having a rough time. Needs to be reading about how to fix themselves after getting hit in the library.
What happened to Meester in that second? What?
Right now it's Cookie back up at the top. Cookie, Stevens, Immortal.
No, Stevens in the top.
3. But the lightning strike after the final item box for all 3 of them. It is going to be a drag race to the finish between those 3 competitors. Dave has an opportunity to catch back up, uses the star to be able to dodge the
I'm not going to lie, Dave. I thought for a second you weren't going to activate the star in time run to that shroom. I'm not going to lie.
I appreciate your confidence in me.
I was a little scared for you. I won't lie.
Stevens able to win. Immortal gets second. Cookie gets third. And that lead for Cookie has again been cut down into the single digits. 9 points separating Stevens and Cookie right now for that first place position.
Mario Circuit once again being selective, but Mario Circuit once again being skipped. Am I speaking truth or am I speaking truth? I think I'm speaking truth.
Shut it.
We'll have to figure out on the next episode of Bonnie's Bias. As we head in
on the next episode of Yu-Gi-Oh!
I have something all the way back there that could probably help, but
I activate my Glaceon.
excuse me, I have an Eevee back there for your information. So
I also activate my Vaporeon.
I approve.
And
I approve. Vaporeon is my favorite Pokemon. So I approve. Anyway, in the middle of the
one more card. This is the card known as Starman.
in the middle of all of that talk about Glaceons, Vaporeons, and stars, Weebo is the pick. So the star is representative of where we are right now in the middle of space.
Because you go wing.
Yeah, especially if you fall off the map.
Yeah, you go
hey,
wee
why
and
don't
then
you
you go,
demonstrate?
ow!
Exactly. You get it. You get it.
Sometimes in that exact order, but never repeating.
Oh no, sometimes they will repeat. Anyway, Dave,
Getting
with
a
the
big slipstream, going right in the middle of the donut holes with the mushrooms to be able to grab some speed.
No!
Tries to go.
You didn't pull back on the stick. You can stay up afloat.
I don't think that would have done anything.
I don't know if pulling back
I
from
was
where
too
you
low.
jumped, but it helped. Yeah, you probably were. I honestly don't know. I have to see that again.
Gravity not working to Dave's favor
No,
here.
what?
Neither is that. Tries to go for the jump and
in your
just
words, it never
completely
repeated. I think
missed.
it repeated.
Pidgey, shut up, Pidgey.
Pidgey, say it again, bro. I have a shirt for you. I need you to. I think I might come over to the arena next week to try to drop it off. Hopefully you're there. Just FYI.
Right now,
I
Dave
can't
not
see
excelling in the
Chris
long jump contest, going negative direction in the long jump contest, like they're throwing their bowling ball back in Wii Sports.
Whoa! With the little
Just for the
spin.
spin boost there to keep
Oh
themselves
my
alive.
God!
The bullet bill and Meester dodges the lightning bolt with that bullet bill. Now going to be able to get an opportunity to make their way toward the front.
Dave with the
just
potassium
not having a
problem
good
once
time.
again.
Back in 11th, not getting any items. Just
I
it's
thought
a
you were
hard
gonna-
knock life
I
for
thought you were
Dave.
going to say I dodged the item box.
You also did dodge the item bots there, but still not a great run here for
Well,
Dave.
you did
Needing
dodge your
anything here
reception
to
of
catch up.
bananas. That's the one thing you never dodged. And then apparently,
Dave currently
someone
back in
likes to run
11th.
over
The
you
blue
with
shell
stars.
is thrown. Someone's getting hit by it. I believe that might be Beb up in first place getting hit by it. It was a dropout from the white Yoshi to be able to make it. Dave has a bullet bill and a crazy 8 in hand. Now is the time to push
That
forward.
person behind him had a star. Or was that also a shock?
That might have. I don't know if that was a star or a shock. We'll have to see in a few seconds here because Dave is trying to catch up here with this crazy 8, throwing every item at the wall and seeing what sticks. But so far, nothing has worked in his favor. He's going to be able to get another bullet bill here. Going to try to use it whenever he feels necessary.
Hey! How?
Probably needs to use it now because, yeah, after falling to the atmosphere, you kind of need it for these next couple of corners. Easter has a bullet bill as well. We have a bullet bill high train on the field.
I need answers. And I don't know if you can.
Looking for any sort of redemption, golden mushroom, and a bullet bill. Meanwhile, up at the front, a Black Birdo stealing the win away. Immortal or Cookie stealing the win away from that white Yoshi. That can make the difference at the end of the day in points. Dave comes home in 9th as it's Cookie taking the lead away from Nerd at the last second to increase that lead back to 16 points.
16-point diff, man. And a 10-point diff from second to third. Wow.
It's going to be difficult to catch up to Cookie at this point. Right now, if the next race were the last race, Cookie would be guaranteed the victory
if
here.
If Dave were to pick Singapore Speedway, it probably would be picked.
Nope.
I'm just saying. How would you know? We got to test out my theory.
Nope.
All right, so we proved the theory wrong that it doesn't repeat when you go Wii and then fall off on Weebo, but you happen to do it more than 3 times.
Thanks for reminding me.
You're welcome, Dave. Someone has to, if not me. I'm just doing
I hope you're not sick of Mario Kart Wii because we're going over to DK Summit next. Or as I like to call it, Physics Hell.
The double jump
You have
that
no idea
Pidgey
how
gets
true that
really
is.
annoyed of when he watches this track. That's all I know it for.
This track is not known for its physics. The half pipes were made in a blender. This is a custom track in Mario Kart, in official Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
An official custom track made by the official developers and the official capacity of this game that was sold as DLC. Got it.
Officially.
Officially. Have we said official enough yet, or am I missing one more?
Nah, I don't think so. Hold on, I have a button here that says like a bunch of stuff about like the word official, so I can probably pull that out when I get the chance. But right now, Dave in 7th place,
to see that.
and it's time to see how many people take the shortcut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people all taking the shortcut, and it comes back to bite them as the lightning bolt hits because they were just so far out front.
I think Cookie got an advantage of that because I think he fell off because I saw it spawn back in, and then the shock has already happened and he hasn't been dropped yet. I think he somehow has an advantage to catch up a few spots.
They're going to be taking that half pipe to try and take that sort of advantage by the tighter corners. It's able to make it up to 6 now, but you see the rest of the pack, they're already through the cannon and they're already out of the cannon and through the woods. But
so
Bill.
Dave is what I like to call the Bill Whisperer. He's pulled out like 6 to 8 of these within these last 2 to 3 races.
Like you might as well give him a gun at this point. He has so many bullets to be able to use it with. Dave, looking to try and take the ultra shortcut, does not set up for it, but will get that massive cut thanks in part to the bullet.
Honestly, I was kind of scared what the Bill would have done there because I've seen the Bill's been doing like some crazy stuff spinning around in like one spot when activating weird places. So I was kind of nervous what you were doing.
Sometimes the bullet, though, could even go for a dive bomb if you're not careful here. Now the final lap. Once again, back in 6th. AP Nerd getting hit by something there at the end of the ramp. It wasn't even
Dave's blue shot at him either because he didn't throw it. What did he get hit by?
Yeah, that's... The ghost of DK Summit's past came out to haunt. It came out to haunt Nerd there.
So that
he has a star in hand.
What are we doing? Counter drifting.
Barely able to keep themselves alive. Right now, it is a battle, though, at the front between Meester and Cookie and Immortal as well, just battling it out as a drag race toward the end. We'll have to see which one is able to get the benefit of the doubt. Able to dodge that back spam red. Doesn't even need to look at it. Cool guys don't look at back spams, but it's Cookie coming out on top. Meester with a 2nd place and Immortal coming in 3rd.
2nd, and the red shell misses, says Meester Twister. Well, I'm sorry, Meester, but that's how the game works.
Yeah,
sometimes you throw stuff and it just doesn't work the way you want.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I'm telling you, pick Singapore Speedway. Test out my theory. You won't.
No.
See?
I refuse.
Prove my point. You won't. Daisy Cruz.
Daisy Cruiser. The other Goomba image. Are there only 2 Goomba image tracks in this game? I don't remember if there's a 3rd.
I want to say yes, but I'm not 100% sure. If I'm being completely honest. Which is baffling me because Daisy Cruiser, the name Daisy's in the title, and you have a Goomba in the picture.
And can we point out that this is the 3rd time Munamunchi has gotten their track picked? Ribbon Road is the next track on the docket here. This is getting ridiculous.
We can also point out that Meester didn't get a single track pick, and neither did Dave, and we're on race 20.
When there's 9 people in the lobby, that's very impressive.
Can we make it 24?
Hey. How about no?
We start here on Ribbon Raceway. Yeah, Ribbon Raceway, excuse me. I had to remember there for the track name for a second. A track that
don't worry. I also have these blunders. Don't worry.
They're going to be taking that mushroom on that shortcut all the way back up to 2nd. Very similar themes to what we saw on Twisted Mansion just a few races ago. We'll see if it ends better. As I say that,
with the potassium problem once again.
Not a potassium overdose yet, though, so we'll have to see if he's able to recover. That's not how you recover.
It's not an overdose if he's dragging one out.
He's not getting hit by them. He's not consuming all the potassium. He's just getting hit by one. He's going to use that star to take that last corner, however, trying to make it up. But Red Shell skips them and goes for Bev instead, so he makes it back up to 6th yet again. Familiar territory after last race.
Oh, there's the blue shell. Well, hopefully, Dave's probably stole something for first. That would have helped out so much right now.
Yeah, Meester's
Oh,
gonna
no,
actually
they
hit.
it.
Meester has the horn to get rid of the blue shell, keeps themselves alive here. Dave, however, can't say the same, getting hit by every single item in his wake. Just unallowed to play the game, which is a feeling I relate to so much.
Oh no, Dave, Dave is not working out that little cut. That cut is all, to me, that's one of the most difficult cuts to perform in this game.
Yeah, it can be difficult, especially if you're trying to drift into it. If you try to aim directly for it, then you have a good chance. But if you're a professional player trying to hit these sort of cuts and make those drifts work, you're going to have a lot of trouble. Dave's going to use this bullet bill now as he approaches the wavy road section yet again.
And somehow the bullet bill.
Can we just point out that the bullet bill went over the item box? Yeah, the bullet bill went over the item box. Is redeemed with a shock dodge. Only 2 people were able to shock dodge in the field. One of them, I believe, was Beb. The other was Dave here. So now Dave has an opportunity to catch back up to the top 5. All he needs is one item. That's exactly what he does not.
If he had a shroom, he could have gone 3rd or 2nd, maybe even 1st in that moment.
But unfortunately, is going to have to suffice for 9th place at the end of the day. Just an unfortunate item pull at the end of the day. And Stevens falling back to 10th. That lead from Cookie, I believe, cements the first place.
31 points.
Yeah, that is massive. Cookie, as long as they don't fumble these next 4 races, Cookie has guaranteed a first place in this qualifier.
Pick Singapore Speedway. You won't.
You're right. I won't.
Good. I'm glad you admit that I'm right. Even when I'm wrong, I'm right.
But regardless of which, a very tough competition here. We'll see what track is going to get picked next between DS Mario Circuit, Electrodrome, Piranha Plant Slide, Mute City, London Loop, Piranha Plant Cove, Coconut Mall, Maple, Wild Woods.
Wild Woods. All right, here we go, folks. Wild Woods, a lot of trouble. We're 21 tracks down now, with this track being one of them. We only have 3 more to go after this race.
Yeah,
in the final GP.
Cookie right now, again, I mentioned it, as long as they don't fumble for the next couple races, Cookie has guaranteed a first place finish. Because
hey, I don't know if he's playing football to fumble it.
You never know. You could mess up. You could fall off a track 25 times on Wild Woods. Unfortunately, Dave is trying to replicate that. I did not mean for Dave to do that.
Well,
I know Dave's having a rough.
You said challenge. He said bet.
Accepted.
Oh man, Dave's not even gonna try to Tony Hawk Pro Skate grind that rail. I'm a little sad and disappointed. Oh, but at least he avoids the green.
This is it. Is in 4th, barely dodges the green shell twice to stay alive, but is going to get hit by that one.
Not for number 3, unfortunately. They've waited to make sure that he was lined up. And Lady Jules, once again, delivering Dave his potassium intake because he is low on his vitamins.
Dave might as well be playing Donkey Kong because he's eating every banana on the field right now. Has the golden mushroom to try and catch up right now, but it's still pretty far back.
Well, which Donkey Kong? We're talking about 64, we're talking about country, but what Donkey Kong are we talking about?
I meant Donkey Kong as a character, thank you very much.
Well, we got games where he collects bananas.
Dave's going to be using the star. Bullet Bill in play. Looks like it's going to be going for either Cookie or Immortal up at the front of the field. Dave has another golden mushroom. Bullet Bill does not hit. It must have been a mushroom dodge or a super horn, and the light.
At least Dave passed the shortcut when he could have before the shock happened. I'll give it that. But okay, that red was a little hard to see after the item box was destroyed. Then it became clear as day. But I don't fault him for that. But I do fault him for playing pinball on a non-pinball track.
Yeah, Dave just not having a great time right now. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, one of the Black Birdos has completely separated. That's either Cookie or Immortal.
I'm going to put my money on Cookie since he's currently in the lead.
If it's going to be Cookie, then that will pretty much... I'm pretty sure at that point that would guarantee a victory in this GP for Cookie. One blue Birdo gets hit right at the end of the line, so Stevens catches back up to 2nd here. Still a not good performance here from Dave at the end of the day. No, it's Immortal taking 1st. And Immortal now starting to close the gap. The
He's
gap
right
still
behind
26
second with
points.
1 point versus going to first place is still a gap.
26 points separate Cookie from the rest of the field. If the gap is 28 points or more, Cookie cements a first place finish. So we'll have to see if Cookie can try to graze that lead a little bit more.
All right, let's see. Is it time for us to take a bath at Squeaky Print?
I think a lot of people here deserve a bath. Yes.
Look at that, Cookie. Are you really going to be going out of your way to hit me again at this stage when you've already won now? That is Steven's response. We are getting clean, folks. We are dirty. We need a shower. And the game said, I will gotcha, fam. I will deliver this promise that gamers need to not be sweaty.
If you ever
See,
wondered
Mario-
what it's like to be flushed down a toilet,
Hey, I watched the movie Flushed Away for that.
that was a good movie.
Hey,
I do like that
very good movie. Ardman knew what they were doing in the early 2000s. But hey, you know what? As Mario Kart players, we are immediately better than Smash players. We decide to go to the bathroom track.
Hey, there's no bathroom in
hold
Smash Brothers. There's no bathroom in that game. There's water, but there's no bathroom.
Still, we're taking a bath right now, better than every other
There's
Smash Brothers
there's
player.
bath bombs right there, so we're getting clean.
Regardless of which, Dave gonna be taking this shortcut, misses the ring, goes through the ring, but unable to get the item box there. I mean, if you really like that item box, you really should have put a ring on.
Slightly tighter to avoid hitting that ring. But speaking of ring, yeah, where's the ring? I lost track of my train of
Dave's
thought.
gonna be taking this shortcut here with the mushroom to skip the entirety of those jump sections. Currently in fourth, it looks like it's either Cookie or Immortal yet again at the lead. It seems
If
to be
they stop picking the same character, it'd be easier for us on that front. But I know
It would.
well enough.
It
I know
would, but
well
unfortunately
enough
that's not how it
Immortal would
works.
do it anyway.
Steven second, Meester third. They're going to be shooting their green shells down the porthole, trying to knock all of them off in the air, in the sewers. Does get rid of Meester, but slips on a banana thanks in part to this blooper.
Where is Mario and Luigi when you really need them in this moment? And Luigi's here in the cart, but we need to clean these pipes, man. Did you not see all that dirt and grime going inside the bathroom drainer?
Sorry, Mario and Luigi Plumbing Company is currently busy with something. Mostly because half of the duo is currently racing on the track. Final lap begins here on Squeaky Clean Sprint. It is currently Stevens out in front. Meester trying to battle off one of the Black Birdos out in the back of the pack. We'll see that those Black Birdos getting closer and closer, which means either Cookie is starting to get an advantage or Immortal is currently trying to fend them off. Stevens gets hit by the blue shot with the lightning bolt.
He got a lucky break with the lightning bolt.
Does them a favor. That means less iframes. Dave also got a very lucky break, catching now up to Cookie, Meester, and Stevens up at the front of the pack. But the blue steals the triple mushroom when Dave needed it the most. Falls back to 8th immediately. Just unfortunate.
When the world needed the Avatar the most, they vanished. That's exactly what happened to his triple shrooms.
Dave trying to make any sort of ground here on this final lap, but it looks like it's all for naught. An Immortal falling all the way back. Stevens is going to win the race. Cookie's going to take second. Nerd is going to take third. But again, Cookie with such a massive advantage still. That is a 23-point advantage. Not a guaranteed victory yet.
If he gets another top spot in this next race, it's definitely over.
Yeah.
But if he falls back really hard within a race or even in these last two races, man, then Stevens has a chance to take the dub.
Yeah, right now, if Cookie wants to win this Grand Prix, they need to finish this race with a 20.
Dave, don't take the penalty. Don't be that guy.
It doesn't matter. My tracks don't get picked anyway.
Don't take the penalty. Be respectable, Dave. I want us to run a respectable tournament. That includes the hosts following and abiding to their own rules as we go to Electrodrome.
Electrodrome is the next track, and Meester saying, finally, their track is picked.
He's
here,
1 in
Electrodrome.
22. 1 in 22.
They got the one, though. They got the one.
But will Dave get the one next?
We'll have to see. Electrodrome, the second to last race in this track. And this is where we could determine who is winning this qualifier. Again, Cookie needs to come out of this with a 16-point advantage to lock up a first place.
Oh. Well, the game it. I harshly did what? Double.
Okay, you did that one to yourself. Let's be real.
That's all you. You really are banana deficient, is what this is. You need your vitamins.
Dave just having a rough time overall here. Cookie, meanwhile, still in the back, going for that smuggle method to try and get from the back to the front in the final lap of the race. Dave going to be able to keep themselves mightily prepared
after
here.
Stevens will actually connect this time.
We'll see. Stevens had one blue shell go for them back on squeaky clean sprint and is canceled by the shock dodge. Stevens gets hit by their first blue shell after 23 races, apparently.
Oh,
Cookie with the triple res in fifth.
If he falls down on hard times, if you oh my god! Dave,
that bomb could have been disastrous.
To avoid the explosion, smart play by Dave right there to avoid deadly consequences. But of course, potassium intake strikes again.
Yeah, Dave's safe driver benefits immediately went up after dodging that bomb, but immediately went down after hitting the banana peel.
Dave, how about them insurance rates? It's a mortal's turn for blue. It's a mortal's turn for blue. Once again,
final lap here on Electrodrome.
He stopped his blue this time.
Immortal able to dodge the blue, trying to keep themselves in contention for a title, but they get hit at the midway point. Now Stevens has caught up Cookie. Meanwhile,
Cookie gets hit hard. Cookie is taking the slower path. If he gets hit hard, it drops down to a really bad spot like 9 or 10. It's still a chance for Stevens.
We still have a game if Cookie cannot catch back up. They're getting hit on the glider. Cookie's falling down past the ranks. Unless they have a mushroom, this is still anyone's game. It's Steven in first, Immortal in second. Dave gets hit. Cookie comes home in eighth. Dave falls all the way back to 10th.
Oh,
Cookie's
man.
lead only is
13-point
13
difference.
points.
So literally, Cookie cannot get, in a sense, 10 or lower, and Stevens has to get first just to even like have a chance at winning. So Cookie literally needs to die in the last race, be defeated in the last race in order to give Stevens a chance to win. But Stevens also has to pretty much play his butt off, and Toad Harbor is the track to do it, in my opinion, even though that's not the track he picked. The track he picked was music.
Yeah, definitely. This is all going to come down to one race to determine it all. There is a world of realities where this works in favor.
Yay!
Are you kidding me? We're going to Piranha Plant Cove.
Piranha Plant Cove is the final race of this GP. It is Cookie versus Stevens for that final spot. Immortal, unfortunately, knocked out of contention from the top spot, but still can try to nab a top 3 for the semi-final guarantee.
Dave. Lady Jules is off to 0 for 24 in track pick.
It all comes down to Piranha Plant Cove, this massive underwater track. We'll see who's able to take advantage of
the real question is, are we going to try to brutalize Cookie for Stevens to take the dub, or is Stevens going to fall in hard times?
Right now, Cookie and Stevens are even. Cookie is done with the smuggling strategy. They are in it to win it here when it matters the most.
A little too early and preemptive on that sound horn. I understood the play, just unfortunately did not connect.
All right, as we head over here to this massive jump, Big Blue 2.0 shortcut, and you already see Immortal and Meester both going for that massive quarter cut that you can make there on the pyramid. And the first blue shell is unleashed here on Piranha Plant Cove.
Lady Jules gets hit by Dave, but she has a response of her own. She slowed down to hit Dave.
She went all in on Dave there to just stop Lady Jules. Oh, there is a rivalry brewing between Jules and Dave.
She's going to target you now. You are going to be. She's going to be your #1 target.
Unamunchi with triple red shell.
Unamunchi, yes! Do us a favor.
Oh, and Jules gets the dodge with a crazy
You want to run over Dave so badly with that star. You can tell by where she was at.
Thankfully, the iframe's in play there to keep Dave safe for just a second. Oh, but not safe enough for that bump. Blue shell in play, however.
Really? You're gonna hit Steven with the blue and Cookie's right behind him?
Final lap on Piranha Plant Cove. It's Steven versus Cookie. If Cookie is able to keep that top spot to their own, then they can guarantee the victory.
Oh no.
Can Stevens do anything to stop Cookie from that victory?
It depends on what Immortal can bring to the table. Can Immortal stop this madness?
The final two corners, those Blackbirdos out in front.
3, 2, 1,
in the middle of it all. Blue shell in play, but it's not going to catch them in time. It looks like Cookie might have cemented a victory on Piranha Plant Cove and cemented first place in qualifier number 4. Dave goes in, tries to make one last pass, but is unable to make it on Lady Jules. Cookie is your winner of MKL Season 8 Qualifier number 4 with 284 points. Steven grabs a second with 263 points. And in third place is Immortal with 254 points. Nerd, Meester, Bebspeed, Lady Jules, and Dave follow Unamunchi, last place of all of the players in the qualifier.
And you try so hard.
That was Lady Jules' bomb, by the way.
Oh.
Did you get what you want, but not what you need? That's what happened. You cannot tell me otherwise.
Just an unfortunate circumstance there for Dave, but still a very entertaining qualifier here, Vonnie. It came down to that last race at the end of the day.
Thankfully, no DCs of any kind were made into this qualifying round, but DC Danny did not disrupt the field today.
Yeah, that's thankful. They're thankful that we did not have any disconnections here. Very stable connection throughout the entirety of the race for Mario Kart standards. And still a really good Grand Prix overall. And that marks now 2/3 of the qualifiers finished here for MKL Season 8.
Yes, and I believe we do have a special announcement as well for something that's going to be happening with PlayX Esports. And I'm going to let Dave make that announcement.
Yep, there's the scores. Cookie again winning the Grand Prix. Stevens and Immortal getting top 3. Nerd, Meester Tweester, Bebspeed, Lady Jules. It's David and an Unamunchi rounding out the top 9 there and rounding out the entirety of the lobby. But you can tell there was definitely a divide between the top 4 and the rest of that, because the top 4, between 4th and 5th, it was around 40 points there, Bonnie. That's insane.
It was definitely a big gap for sure, but that just tells you how much play and dedication these players are to the game, and only time will tell how much more improvements they can make until the next entry when the new system comes out.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to see how the next 2 qualifiers are going to play out here, but all of these players fighting for a spot in the semifinals. It's going to be interesting as we go along, but again, we have a special announcement to make.
Yes, next weekend. I'll be making the formal announcement later this evening, but next weekend on Saturday, there will be a charity Mario Kart tournament online that we're hosting with Stormrush Gaming as part of their, what's this? Hold on, let me find the Hope Miss Holiday Hoopla. That's their holiday charity initiative, so that will be
I already
next
have a
Saturday.
SpongeBob meme in mind.
So, announcement will be coming soon, but stay tuned for that.
It's great to support these sort of foundations, be able to raise money and be able to celebrate and be able to help out people in need. So that's going to be a great sort of event to be able to host here for PlayX Esports here. But Bonnie, it was a pleasure casting with you for the first time. I'm glad we were able to watch such amazing Mario Kart here today for MKL Season 8.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, it was awesome casting with you. Like, it's been a phenomenal time overall. Like, it's just, I love having a chance to work with other people to see what we can bring to the table, to see what type of sunshine and rainbows will come out of our mouths.
Yeah, definitely. Whatever sunshine and rainbows comes out. Sometimes it's not sunshine and rainbows, but that's besides the point. but with that, that is going to do it here for MKL Season 8 Qualifier number 4. For my wonderful co-caster Vani, as well as our amazing host Dave, helping produce all of this, as well as setting up all the lobbies for our competitors here today. My name has been Bowsy, and until we meet again, we hope you all have an amazing night.